Yeah. I just want to know, when's enough enough? When do you give enough of your life to the wrestling business to the point to where you just know that there's nothing else that you can do? Like,
all right, man.
You go out as far as you can go, and you try and do the right thing. And just when you think you've cracked the surface, somebody breaks all your dreams in two.
Well,
when is enough?
I don't know if enough is ever enough when it comes to wrestling, man. You're either born a wrestler or you're not. You're born to be a wrestler. Champions are made, but you're born a wrestler, and you can't shake it. Once you start this, you can't shake it. I don't know. People, your family, friends, and, your loved ones, all of them are going to come out and tell you, hey, enough's enough. But in your heart, it don't quit. You don't quit wrestling. Wrestling quits you. If you're a wrestler, you're born a wrestler, you ain't quitting wrestling, man. It's more addicting than heroin, crack, and Rice Krispies. It's just.
But I think that's what all athletes say. And I agree with you. All athletes say that. When people start asking guys, when are you going to retire? When are you going to leave? The first thing they say is, man, I do what I love. And when you love what you do, you just can't turn your back on it that easily.
As long as people are still watching it and they're behind you. I mean, I got to honestly say, if they're, it was an overwhelming response and they're saying, get your old rear end out of here, you washed up banging and banging, well, you better go take a shower and just put a cat. I don't know, whatever, but they're still very supportive in this. And the whole territory league has brought so much life back, and wrestling is so much fun again. And it's like, it's awesome. And the thing about the territory league is all the young guys are coming in and getting experience, and they're getting experience from like Kishi and myself. I'm not gonna put myself over, and many others. There's
right.
Gene Sininsky and all these guys have been around the world and back, and they're passing on this valuable, experience and lessons. And these young guys are learning the right way instead of being cookie cutted out and sent up into a factory. And it's programmed to be one way. In the territory league, they're learning the true art of wrestling, and that's one of the most beautiful things about the territory league. Besides keeping it real, you can say what you got to say. You ain't got to worry about cutting no fake promo. They're giving you some big old words you don't even understand. That was my problem, WWE. I'll tell you that right now if you want to go there. They say, hey, we need you to go in there and cut this thing. And they give me like 2 pages of words. I had to go get a dictionary, I don't even know what they mean, I'm like, man, you know where I grew up at? I don't understand this stuff, man. And then I go out there and I get tongue-tied. I just went out there and went, singing and banging and rocked it. That's why I've been all right.
But, I just from listening to other wrestlers today, from that same corporation talk, it's like it's almost kind of it feels like, and this is just my opinion, it feels like it's kind of restrictive, and they allow you to do your personality, but they also want to restrict what you do and your free time. So it would seem to me that like I said earlier, what you're doing now is just it's the love of what you do as opposed to doing it for a paycheck. And at the end of the day, that's probably the most important thing for you, right?
Right. We're the exact polar opposites. Territory League, we encourage these kids to say what they say on their mind. Don't hold back. You want to bring it, say it. Be who you are. You're better to be who you are than trying to be somebody you're not. So if you're a mean, rude, crude fool, then be that. Whatever you are. WWE is totally opposite. Where they do control you. It's and they put you in little situations and stuff where and they play head games with you where you're just lost. You're like kind of a zombie, and what you get with zombies is they all walk the same. They drag the foot and they go, woo, praise you. Yeah. So I love Muhammad Ali. I had to work my Muhammad Ali in there, But
nothing wrong with it.
So Gangrel, would you say maybe you were overwhelmed by what was going on there, maybe?
Was overwhelmed? No, I've seen it all, but I was with somebody. I was with Luna Vachon, which smartened me up very much to things. The whole wrestling family. So I was around, good generation wrestlers and some OGs, and I was always around Alpha, with Wild Samoans, Alpha, and I ran with Uncle Kishi there back in his SST days. Him and
a lot of experience.
So I was very well educated and this and that. So I wasn't overwhelmed. I just didn't play the game. I didn't want to buy into the game. I didn't want to play the game. I just sat back. They said, hey, we want you to do this. I just went out there and did that and had all the fun I could in my spare time. So I rode the wave for what it was, and And but yeah, my heart was there because I love wrestling. So my work, I put my heart in my work, but I didn't take anything personal, politics wise, or win lose wise, or we're gonna get rid of the Brood overnight, or do this and this and this and that. You know, I look back now, and I might not been, you know, I might have just kept my eyes closed. It was just easier, you know.
Cool.
I just wrote it. I wrestled. I put my heart in my matches, and I left it in the ring. I didn't bother trying to leave it in the locker room, explaining things to anybody or making up excuses.
We have another.
I just did what I did, which is wrestle. You know,
we got another call coming in. Julian, you got a question for Gangrel?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I got one question. What made you want to be a wrestler, bro? Who inspired you to be a wrestler?
Who inspired me? Believe it or not, I used to. I didn't watch a whole lot of wrestling. When I did, it was you know, it was like Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens back in the day, or it was one of my favorites was Don Morocco. I don't know if you remember who Don Morocco was.
I was just watching Don Morocco versus Cactus Jack on UWF the other night. I was just watching that match the other night.
I'm talking old school Don Morocco now.
Yeah. Before that time.
Old school Don Morocco, some Mark Lewis. Yeah, but, you know, honestly, I was just drawn to it. Like I said, you know, wrestling will find you. If you're meant to be a wrestler, you're born a wrestler, and it just kind of finds you. I did go, and I didn't like it at first. I wanted to walk away from it, and they told me, hey, kid, you know, you got something, what it takes, hang around here. And sure enough, I hung around there, and it worked out for me, you know. No, that's it, man. I loved it. I never looked back ever since. It'll be 24 years September, yo.
That's nice. Well, I mean, now let me ask you this though, Gangrel. As far as the future goes, and we got the territoryleague.com, the Facebook page. Where else can people find information about the Territory League? I mean, we've already stated territoryleague.com. I've liked the Facebook page. Give the people the Facebook information and the Twitter information so that they can follow the Territory League.
At Territory League at Twitter, and there's Territory League on the Facebook, or you can follow. You know, many of the Territory League stars, you know, myself is Gangrel 13, and then you got the Real Rikishi, you got Count Black Pearl, you got Parker Greaves. All these are all on Twitter. So if you go to Territory League and you see who all is following and whatnot, it branches down from there or on the Facebook. Just write and ask. Write me. I'll tell you. I'll answer you. You know where I can find this, and boom, boom, boom. You know, it might not be immediately or whatnot, but I'll get to it. Man, Keish. I see his Twitter; it's always blowing up. You know, he's going for 100,000, and he answers everybody. I don't know if he sleeps sometimes. I start wondering what the heck he's up to, man.
Man, look, that man hit me at 2:00 in the morning. I said, you know I'm on the East Coast, right? I said, I am sleeping at that time. Shout out to Uncle Rikishi. Can you take
Uncle
one more
Rikishi.
call? We got another call coming in from the 910. Scotty, you're on with Gangrel. You got a question for Gangrel? And watch your language, because I will bang on you.
Yeah.
What up, Scotty?
I called a few minutes ago, and I asked a question. I called a couple minutes ago, and I asked you a question.
John?
Right, John, Scotty, which one are you? I'm confused. You're a shapeshifter?
You never know. You never know who it's going to be. But like I said, when is enough going to be enough? I mean, I poured my heart out for you guys. I did everything.
God, I know who this cat is.
I did everything I possibly could do to try and promote Territory League because of my relationship with Black Pearl from years back. Now, when is enough? When is enough enough? I mean, it's not even about wrestling anymore. You know, I mean.
Well, Scotty.
Scotty.
Try to formulate your question. All right. I mean, what do you mean enough for what? For you or for the person? We kind of answered that question. It's kind of like a yo-yo. It's going back and forth.
No. What y'all
I got this. Scotty Matthews, right?
Yeah.
All right, Scotty. Listen, let me give you a little advice. All right. You know, if I would have waited to get invited to a party, I'd have never went to any parties. I don't know if that can help you figure it out or whatever. You got a car, it's got wheels. You go get some of that cheap gas on the East Coast over there, back up some Waffle House, bring me some. All I got to know is if I was waited to be invited to a party, I would have never been to any parties. I crashed them, yo. So You can get on there, you can harp and go back and forth with these guys. What that do is just make you look weak. You're busting out. I mean, you start to look like a buster. So all I got to tell you to do is shut the mouth up, hack the boots up. What you got to do and bring it. Obviously, there ain't no way to listen. You're going back and forth. And I see everybody, you guys is battling on Twitter. What's going on? I mean, show up. That's all I can tell you to do, man. Enough is enough. Well, get in your car and drive it, rear it on out of here.
Well, Scotty, I think Gangrel gave your answer. If you don't want to get fanged or banged, well, you might want to, but say that for another show. And just show up. If you want some, come get some. Bad enough, you know the rest.
Take some.
That's what it is. 2 tears in a bucket, you know the rest of that too, right? Okay, Scotty. Now, moving back on to the guest at hand. And we can wrap this up real fast. I know, Gangrel, thank you first of all for calling in. I appreciate you. I just want to ask you a couple more questions about you, if you will. Number one, you like True Blood? Do you drink True Blood?
Yeah, no, I don't drink True Blood. I do watch True Blood off and on here and there because certain people in my house let me watch it, but I don't drink no True. I don't drink no True Blood. Ain't no Twilight either.
See, listen, because my wife's listening, I'm gonna just say this in defense of all men who watch Twilight because of their wives. Once you get past that, it's not about vampires. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know. I was thinking mine was like in the werewolves in there. I don't know.
Right. And also, I got to ask everybody this question now. Well, you've been around, everywhere. You've done your thing, and Luna Vachon and all that. You've been around. 2 things. One,
yes,
I've always would have loved to have seen a match with you and Vampiro.
You get him in the ring, you little silly fool.
That was one of my favorites, during that time was Vampiro. I thought they just didn't give him a chance to let him be him.
And, I was just starting to like you, man. Honestly, it was. If you were you know what? You said you're going to keep the language, so I don't want you banging all over me because I'll have to come banging and banging. And I got different many versions of banging and banging. Banging can mean one thing, and banging can mean another thing. And I think you might get the second version of that banging. If you keep bringing that Vampiro up, because there ain't going to be no damn match. It's going to be my foot right in his rear end when he comes out there. And then a big fist upside his head. He get banged and banged too and bounce right back across the border, wherever the heck.
You come up the highway and it's a guy sitting there with the can. You got to give him a little bit of money for some food or a beer, whatever it is. That's Vampiro right now. That's all. He's sitting there with a can. You know what I mean? But anyway, and my last question I have for you, Gangrel, I got to ask it because you are, who you are, and you've been in this business. You're behind the scenes where some of us can only dream to get there. What do you think about the whole Phil Brooks thing? And for those who don't know that, CM Punk, you got to call him CM Punk. I call him Phil. We kind of cool like that. How do you feel about the whole Phil Brooks thing going on?
Well, I think honestly, WWE writers probably been checking out the Territory League and how our guys spin the truth out their tongue when they watch the promos. Because, a little bit it was out there, and you could have caught a lot of it on YouTube, this and that. I think they took some down as we're rolling with a whole new program rolling through here. But it pretty much, it's something, familiar about that, sitting there, spitting out what you think, calling people out and this and that. And, and that's what we were encouraging in the Territory League. And as you watch it, you'll see that's what's going on there. So, but he's a good cat, man. He's a nice guy. I have nothing but respect for him, and he's always been, very, very cool cat. So, I wish him the best of luck, but, that's what I think of that, though.
All right. Everybody, listen, stand on your feet, Gangrel. Just hold on 1 second. I want to thank you for calling in. Ask you something off air if you don't mind. Everybody, listen, Territory Leagues, okay? Get your butts out your seat. Well, matter of fact, sit in your seat. Go in front of your TV, your computer, okay, whatever it is. Go to territoryleagues.com. Okay, follow Gangrel on Twitter. It's his name, but in case you can't spell, I'm going to slow down for y'all. Gangrel 13. Gangrel, okay?
Yes, sir.
Entertainment.com, the school, okay? These guys are taking wrestling to another level. Listen, MMA ain't the only thing that can change the landscape of sports entertainment. Territory League is that place to be. And if you're a friend of the program of Mike Knox, you got to be a friend of the Territory League. Heck, I'm going to go bigger than that. If you like wrestling, you need to be watching the Territory League. How about that? Gangrel, we want to thank you for coming on very much. Everybody, stand up for Gangrel! Thank you, sir.
Thank Thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming on the show, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.